5 strangers. One impossible exam in a sterile NYC high-rise. The question, unleash a deadly virus to win, or sacrifice everything for a chance to expose the truth. The lines between test and reality and the psychological test as ambition curdles into paranoia. Will you win, or will humanity lose? Find out in this mind-bending psychological thriller. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more horror story narration.
The air hung heavy in the sterile testing room, thick with a cloying potpourri of desperation and ambition. You, along with 4 other candidates, sat around a stark, circular table, the only furnishings in the room besides 5 identical white chairs. Each of you was unique, a carefully chosen puzzle piece for this enigmatic exam. There was Nadia, a Harvard dropout with an IQ that rivaled Einstein's, her eyes glittering with a manic intensity. Beside her sat Derek, a Wall Street hotshot, his tailored suit a shield barely masking the nervous tremor in his hand. Across from you was Smith, a spiritual guru with a serene smile that failed to reach his watchful eyes. The final 2 were a surprise. Elena, a seemingly ordinary housewife with a steely glint in her gaze, and Dr. Malik, a renowned neuroscientist with an air of detached amusement. The silence was shattered by a booming voice that seemed to emanate from the very walls. "Welcome, candidates," it echoed. "You are here because you represent the pinnacle of human potential. Today, you will be tested." The test itself was unlike anything you'd ever encountered. No multiple choice questions, no equations to solve. Instead, it was a series of psychological riddles designed to probe the darkest corners of your mind. One question involved a trolley hurtling towards 5 people. You could divert it, but at the cost of 1 life. Another presented a moral dilemma: betray a loved one for a guaranteed success or take the fall with them. With each question, the tension in the room escalated. Nadia, the genius, unraveled the first riddles with frightening ease, but her manic edge grew sharper. Derek, the businessman, crumbled under the pressure, resorting to desperate pleas and accusations. Smith, the guru, maintained his serenity, but a flicker of competitiveness betrayed his facade. Elena, the housewife, remained an enigma, her responses calculated and devoid of emotion. Dr. Malik seemed to relish the gamesmanship, analyzing each candidate with a predatory glint in his eyes. As the hours wore on, the lines between reality and the test and the psychological test. You suspected the riddles were more than just puzzles, they were designed to manipulate, to expose your deepest vulnerabilities. You witnessed Nadia lash out, her brilliance overshadowed by paranoia. Derek, exposed as a fraud, resorted to physical threats. The air crackled with suspicion, alliances formed and shattered within minutes. The final question arrived amidst a suffocating silence. "You are given a button," the voice boomed. "Pressing it will guarantee your success, but it will also unleash a deadly virus upon the world. What do you do?" The room erupted in a cacophony of justifications and justifications. Nadia, convinced the test was rigged, refused to answer. Derek, in a desperate bid for power, lunged for the imaginary button. Smith, his facade shattered, revealed a ruthless pragmatist willing to sacrifice the many for the self. Elena, the quiet housewife, surprised everyone with her answer. She would not press the button, but expose the test itself, for the true test, she argued, was not about individual success, but about our collective humanity. Dr. Malik's amusement vanished. The voice boomed for the final time. "Congratulations, Ms. You have passed." The sterile room dissolved, replaced by the bustling streets of New York City. You were left bewildered, questioning everything: the test, the other candidates, even your own sanity. One thing was certain: this exam wasn't just about finding the most intelligent or successful person. It was about finding someone who, in the face of ultimate power, would choose the greater good. You had passed, but the true test, you realized, had only just begun.